Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to Cheatham Street Relics. So this evening I'm going to show you a little old country church here in West Tennessee. Uh, this is actually the church where when I was growing up we were a member of this church. I'll show you the sign there if you can see it. It's Barren Springs CP Church. That's Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And this was established in 1840. So the Barren Springs Cumberland Presbyterian Church established in 1840. So we'll go up here and take a look at the church real quick. I'm pretty sure they don't have services here anymore. I grew up, as they say, just a stone's throw away from here, just right down the road. And we were members of this church. And we moved here in the early part of 1984. So early to mid 80s, and not long after we moved here, my grandfather was actually a member of this church. So my mother and my sister, myself, became members of this church and began attending this church. And having attended it in several years, and I believe it's like I said, I don't think they have services here anymore. But we'll take a look at it. There's a little cemetery beside it as well. Hadn't been up here in a while, so. Again, guys, this is just an old country church. Been here for quite a while. We'll stop and get out and take a look around. So there's the front of the church. Looks like the doors are boarded up on it, so that's common. These old country churches, they wind up getting broken into and vandalized over the years. And I know it's sad, but that's just a reality of the world we live in today. But you can see the front part of that is was added on probably back in the, I want to say, late 80s, maybe even in the 90s. Otherwise, it's just a block building. And I remember it when we first started attending this church, it was just a block building. This little front part on here was not on the building at that time. And what's in there, basically, from what I remember, is just on each side is a men's and women's restroom. Now, back in the 80s, when we started coming here, they didn't have indoor plumbing here. Still didn't have indoor plumbing in the 80s. We actually had two outhouses, one for men, one for women. And you'd have to come outside and use the outhouse. And that sounds kind of crazy, even being in the 80s, but that's just how it was. Just an old country church. We had a pretty good membership at one time, quite a few people attending. Like I said, guys, I haven't attended this church in a long time. Still got the old stained glass windows that I remember. We'll take a walk around back. A lot of good times here growing up. Even had a little choir, myself and some of the other younger folks that attended church here with us. We sang in the choir. See, it's just up here in the woods. A little storage building there that looks like the doors fell off of it. That might have been the original like well house or something. I don't know, but it looks like they got a newer well house. Propane gas. Old central unit doesn't look like it's been used in quite a while. Let's see. Oh me, one of the old outhouses is still out here, guys. Let's take a look at it as close as we can. Old propane gas tank, that's common out here in the country. People, they don't have natural gas out here, so a lot of people use propane gas to heat, cook, and cool and everything with. Really can't believe that one of the old outhouses is still out here. Here's some deer moving over there in the woods. There's a lot of deer out here in the country. I'm not going to get real close down to that, but you see You see it, guys, right there. That's one of the old original outhouses for this church. I might have used that when I was a kid, but it seems like there was another one out here. I don't see any remnants of it. I do remember that one though, and that's crazy that that thing is still standing there. That's wild to me. I never would have guessed that old outhouse was still there. But I'm not going to get down in there to look at it any closer, although I'd like to, but I'm not going to. Walk back around to the front of the church. Something moving over. Well, I've seen a squirrel, but there's all kinds of deer out here as well, guys. Again, there's the look at that stained glass windows. Look at those. Those are really cool. Like painted stained glass windows. I remember those when I was a kid. Of course, the parking lot out here has been paved. Of course, back in the day, it was just a gravel area up here to park. We never had a whole lot of members, so we didn't have to have a big, huge parking lot, but they did obviously blacktop the parking lot. And down here, guys, is the cemetery. A pretty large cemetery. They walk to the edge of it. I'm not going to walk all the way down. I have, of course, friends that are buried here. There's the Barren Spring Cemetery. It was established in 1800, so it was established before the church, according to the sign down at the entrance. That said established 1840, so the cemetery must have obviously been here about 40 years before the church building was here. That's interesting. You see the cemetery, guys. It's a pretty large cemetery. Go down a little bit closer here. It looks like some of the older graves are going to be down further. Some of the big, tall, older monuments way down in there. But recognized a lot of these names growing up. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give a video of this church building. Like I said, I attended it when I was a kid back in the 80s. As I said, it appears that they're not having service here anymore, from what I understand. And again, as you see, the front doors are boarded up. Obviously, somebody's probably broken the glass out of the doors. It's a shame that we have people in society that do things like that. But again, guys, that's just the world we live in. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.